Hello, my name is Shirashek, and I'm a Star Wars fan. After the release of The Last Jedi, my friends and I both agreed the movie was kinda bad. Most of the hardcore fans hated how Rian Johnson handled the story. But I cannot help but wonder, how will they continue the story after The Last Jedi? Since the release of Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of the Skywalker is coming up, I want to do a prediction, fan theory, or maybe fan fiction video on how I retcon Rey's lineage in Episode 9, based on Star Wars movie from Episode 1 to 8, and a scene from the recent released Darth Vader 2017 comic book, and how her lineage will play a bigger role in the saga. So let's dive in. Starting from Episode 8, we found out Rey was nobody based on these two scenes. The vision Rey had from the well of the Jedi Island. Second, Kylo Ren told Rey that she was nobody. Her parents sold her for drinking money. However, it contradicts this particular scene in Episode 7.
Come back!
Quiet, girl.
She has a flashback on her childhood and heard Obi-Wan whisper, "If she is nobody, why would J.J. Abrams put this scene in the movie?" Well, I believe Rian did not follow through what J.J. had set up and created something on his own to subverting audience expectation. But how J.J. can follow up and give audience a satisfying explanation in Episode 9? My theory is Rey is a genetically modified version of Anakin Skywalker. Palpatine secretly took Anakin's DNA during the surgery scene in Episode 3 and used it to create Rey. But the project took a very long time. Palpatine wanted to create a female Force user who also has the ability to give birth to a child by using Kamino's cloning technology. This secret project wasn't finished after Palpatine's death. After the fall of the Empire, this project was no longer needed and getting funded. After many trials and error, Rey was the only survivor in this project. Then one of the clone troopers took her away to Jakku. Due to his lack of parental instinct, he sold her for drinking money. So let me explain to you in a bit more details. We start off from Darth Vader Comics, issue number 25. It shows Palpatine was involved with the birth of Anakin Skywalker. In this issue, Darth Vader was building his tower in Mustafar as seen in the movie Rogue One. He used this tower to channel the darkest energy and seek the power he needed to save his wife Padme. Throughout his journey in this dimension of dark energy, he found out he was created by none other than Palpatine himself. So Palpatine has the power to create life. But most people don't read this comic series except the hardcore fans. Their Star Wars saga canon is solely in the movie. The first thing people need to understand that bad guys will never tell you the truth. They only served themselves. And Palpatine was no different. Having Anakin by his side in the original trilogy doesn't mean he is satisfied. To him, Anakin is just a tool for him to conquer the galaxy. He will always want power, unlimited power. will always suspect those around him. That is why nobody knows about this project, even Vader. So we started off in episode 1. We found out that Qui-Gon Jinn took young Anakin's blood sample to do a midichlorian test that proves that blood carries the Force.
Obi-Wan?
Yes, Master.
I need an analysis of this blood sample I'm sending you.
Wait a minute.
I need a midichlorian count.
The reading is off the chart. Over 20,000. Even Master Yoda doesn't have a midichlorian count that high.
No Jedi has.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
In episode 2, we discovered there is a cloning facility on Kamino. They are cloning Jango Fett and making many male stormtroopers. Kamino has the technology to clone and create life. However, they have never created a female who has the ability to give birth before. Why would Palpatine want to create a powerful female Force user from the DNA of Anakin's, you might ask? He wants to improve upon what Anakin's DNA already has and modify it to a female, and use this powerful female Force user for giving birth to the next generation of Sith. They will be the Force user baby machine for the Empire. They will grow up brainwashed and taught by the Sith masters. They will also learn to hate and embrace the dark side and never turn against the Emperor. I call this project Project Rey. The main downfall of Palpatine was that Anakin was trained and grown in a Jedi environment, and he also was loved by Padme. Despite love was the reason that turned him to the dark side, but it also brought him compassion for his son, Luke, deep within him, no matter how he hid it from the Emperor. Palpatine noticed this main drawback from Anakin's and suspects his betrayal. He decided to create his own powerful Sith warrior from the ground up, brainwashing them so they would never turn. Imagine a powerful female Force user gives birth to a child, even combined with the gene of a no Force ability father. The baby will always absorbing the Force from the mother's womb for 9 to 10 months. The baby will grow up to be a strong, powerful user because of that. Ben Solo, Kylo Ren is the perfect example. Han Solo has no Force ability, but Leia is strong with the Force. If so, why Rey did not appear in the original trilogy if Kamino already has the tech to clone human? From episode 2, all we saw are the clones of Jango Fett on Kamino. They were all males. They had never created a single female before. And Palpatine needed a female who has the ability to give birth. In order to create one, it took Kamino a very long time to succeed. After the death of the Emperor, the Empire has fallen. Kamino has no choice but to abandon this project. However, among all the prototypes, Rey was the only survivor of this project. Since the project is abandoned, one of the clone stormtroopers took baby Rey away and left Kamino. They arrived in Jakku and start a new life. After a few years, he decided to sell Rey for drinking money. In episode 7, Rey can only remember this scene from her earlier childhood, and she can hear Obi-Wan's whisper because she is a Skywalker.
Come back!
Quiet, girl.
In Episode 8, Kylo was able to use his mind trick ability to find out this memory from Rey and told her what she already knows. But little did he know, her lineage is more complicated than that. And I believe the well from the Jedi Island already shown her the truth. And the well has a deeper connection to the Force user. As you can see here, there are multiple Reys in this scene, and that explains the cloning experiment. She is a nobody because she is genetically created and modified. And that is why she can only see herself when she asked to reveal who are her parents. So, Rey is a Skywalker after all, and that is how I retcon her lineage and pay tribute to the Star Wars saga. I hope you guys like my theory. See you.